Right, okay, everyone. Time for me to put together the ancestor himself, the White Dwarf. So, what I really love about this is it's kind of we've had quite a few really great White Dwarf models over the last few years in different styles. So we've had kind of the kind of tech marine one, and just different versions for different reasons. Now, what I love about this one is it's going back to this version of the White Dwarf, which is probably closest, is it to the third version model? So maybe I don't know if it was around about issue 200 or something like that. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's more like 150. But it goes back to a more, what you might call definitive version of the White Dwarf, with the kind of very kind of quiff to the hair that's definitely Troll Slayer-esque, and it kind of is the version that they use in the Total War games as well, which I really love. So things that I found interesting straight away is he's a push fit model, which in itself is quite strange for this kind of edition of model. Normally you are gluing these kind of models, special characters. So the fact that this is a push fit, I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm really hoping that as a push fit model, he goes together well. He is absolutely, gorgeous. He will, without a doubt, if I can get him to sit on a square base, he is going to join my Dwarven Mountain Holds for Old Hammer when I start collecting them again. So, very simply, because it's a push fit model, I'm not going to be needing my glue today, but I'm going to have to, take my time, put him together and make sure he looks fantastic. So let's start off with getting number 2 out, which is this part here. Now, then he's got some, very nice detail. He's got his armor of Grombrindal scales, the cloak of Valea, and I think it might be Grimnir's rune axe actually. And then number 3, which is the other side of the rock. I'm sure those are his his armor and weapons, though, those things. And so I'm sure it's the rune axe of Grimnir, the cloak of Valaya, and the armor of Grombrindal scales, I think. Again, I think he just kind of... I love the fact that even though he's now an Age of Sigmar model, they just haven't made him look Age of Sigmar. He looks exactly like he should be, which, is an ancestor from the old world. There's a little book about it as well. I really would love to see... to read that book, and you wonder what would happen to the White Dwarf as well if he came across Gotrek Gurnison wandering around the realms, and how their interaction would take place, because they are both, as far as the Doridan are concerned, they are both ancestor gods. They are... Oh, you see, now this is sometimes why I dislike these push fits. Straight away, it just feels like it's not slotting together correctly. You have a look at that. Let me pull it out, because that seems completely off. I'm worried about this snapping now. See, I feel like I want to glue this together now. Just trying to prise this back apart because it didn't quite go in as it should do. Try that again. There we go. Just be careful with that so you don't push it too far. I'm concerned about that straight away, that rock does not join how I would like it. Okay, next part, number 4, heading into the front of the body. Yeah, so I am kind of curious what the interaction would be between Gotrek and the White Dwarf. They are of a kind, although Grombrindal is far older than Gotrek. Now, I know there's different legends about who he is and where he comes from. Let's get number 5 out. I remember, like, I think sometimes that it's inferred that he's very, very old, not just like old, but like definitely a true god being who comes and goes, and I suppose would reincarnate would be the right word. I suppose more of a perpetual, so linking back to 40k in that kind of logic, in that even if he dies or seems to die, he will return later on. But there's also one that he might be the High King Snorri Whitebeard. And again, he disappears and returns. So, you know, there's something definitely cool about the mythology behind him. In fact, there's a little bit of mythology on the side of the box here. Forged in flesh and blood from the physical manifestation of Jordan legend himself. By Gungi himself, yeah. Grombrindal, the White Dwarf. Yeah, and it is, he's definitely got so much going for him. I love this model. Oh, look, it's just gorgeous. I mean, I'll live with the fact that it's a plush fit, just for the fact that he's beautiful. He is the White Dwarf. Right, number 1. Yeah, so I'm going to have to read the book about him because I'd love to understand his psychology. If he's turned up in the realms, you know, is he aware of what the realms are? Does he, you know, see the Jordan as kith and kin? Okay. Do you know, I'm just curious as well. I am going to check. No doubt about it. I need to see if he'll fit on a square base. I think he will. Yeah, you know why? He's going to inevitably be turned into a part of my old hammer stuff, old world stuff. Number 6. So these are the kind of parts to make it Age of Sigmar. You can see certain things. Do you know what? I am so pleased about the decision here to make all of these little bits separate, because look, I mean, if I needed to put this on a square base for old hammer, there's not a lot of conversion work need doing. I just need to maybe patch around here and blend it into the square base. So that's going to be a very positive thing from my point of view. That it's not going to be a ton of work if I want to make this an old hammer model, which I'm going to admit is pretty much my intent, but I'm going to finish building it for Age of Sigmar. Okay, number 7. Just this one over here. Again, you can see the Cruel Boy iconography here. finally our last little bit, number 8. There we go. Right, and there he is, the White Dwarf Grombrindal. Oh, he looks beautiful. So I know I'm not particularly pleased that it's a push fit model. I think it creates too many gaps that need sorting out, but the actual model himself is darling. He is the White Dwarf. He's not the Age of Sigmar version of the White Dwarf. He is literally the White Dwarf reborn, and he still has a, you know, his traditional dwarven axe, you know, and as I said, he's got that beautiful armor of Grimnil scales. He's got his cloak. I'm sure it's the cloak of Valleya. Again, he's got the quiff that, you know, of the basically what you would call a Slayer's quiff. Beautifully braided beard, you know, which is so, you know, perfect for him. I'm so pleased that they've brought this version of the White Dwarf to life. Gosh, I can't fault the actual look of the model, even though, as I said, it is push fit and that causes a couple of little frustrating, but the actual model itself, the look of him, I adore. So eventually this circular base is going to disappear and he's going to be put on a square base, because he is going to be leading the dwarfs of my barrack in the old world. So I've decided to do, although it's a dwarven mountain hold, I'm actually going to do the barrack, potentially barrack var when I do it. But there we go. There is the White Dwarf, Grombrindal himself, and I love him. And thank you for getting me to over 500 subs all. I really do appreciate it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.